All right. Playoff pod number 2.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So, just to set the stage for today, we're going to go through the Game 6 games tonight.
Okay.
Then we're going to go through the 2 sweeps that we had in the second round. And talk a little bit about the off-season roadmap for the teams that have been eliminated since we last chatted. And finally, we'll wrap up with the rapid-fire section. We'll do maybe like 2-3 minutes on each one. Stuff like the draft, lottery, LeBron, future prospects, comparing them and stuff like that. So, cool. Alrighty. Let's start off with the Wolves Spurs. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. I think this one's over.
Wow, yeah.
I think this one's over tonight. They won the first one, and it was really Anthony Edwards pulling that first one a lot. And then there was the game where Wemby got ejected.
Those are the 2 they won.
Those are the 2 they won, but yeah, this one's over. They had enough juice to make it past the Nuggets, and but man, offense is tough to come by against the Spurs team.
Against one guy in particular.
Yes, yeah, and shooting's down in general. They'll need nuclear Anthony Edwards, who was actually been really good this series.
Yeah,
but this one's over. I think
it's one of those. And I've noticed that I do this a lot, where I want a team to win so badly that I am trying to come up with arguments about why it's going to happen. But unfortunately, I think you're right. From what I've seen, the facts of the case, as it were, are the Spurs just looked like the better team, which is not very complicated analysis, But short of a anomaly shooting night and Wemby getting ejected,
Yeah.
Every win that Timberwolves have had, and they've fought valiantly, has been a bit of outside of the bell curve,
Yeah.
And I think that's just the fact of the matter. We knew it before the series, and I think after game 1, people had questions.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because this Timberwolves team has been awesome. I love watching them. It's fun rooting for them. And you say that you want Ant to have a nuclear night for them to have a chance. But I really think the guy who needs to do something is Julius Randle. In game 1, when they won, I thought that there was a real formula there with him going at Devin Vassell, who I think is a good defender with good size, but clearly doesn't have the strength to take on Randle.
Yeah. And
I really think that if he can just lock in and get back to that, that's a really easy source of offense. Obviously, if Wemby's in the paint, it makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
But at least there's a mismatch there, Because the Spurs theoretically don't have anyone with the size to guard Randle. Most teams don't. But this is just the classic story with Randle, is that he's built like a star, but he just plays like a role player, unfortunately,
Yeah.
So I'm definitely... I agree. I think it's going to be Spurs in 6. But I'd be happy to be proven wrong.
Yeah. One of the adjustments that the Wolves went to in game 1 was down the stretch, taking Gobert off the floor and having Nas read so that you stretch the floor and try to take Wemby out of the paint. But the Spurs game plan for that, and then it also obviously gets a lot easier on the offensive end.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just don't think that we haven't seen the Spurs team really be challenged. I think. I
think game 1 hit them.
Yes, it did. But
got their first punch in the face.
They obviously they just weren't locked in that game. To be honest, I don't know what it would take for. We'll see next series. Spurs Thunder, but we haven't seen the Spurs team in this is our first playoffs, right, with Wemby.
Yeah.
So we don't know what does it look like for Wemby to lose a 7-game series.
Yeah.
For especially with the roster around him. We don't know what that looks like yet, and the Wolves obviously didn't have the horses to do it.
Yeah.
This series, so it was a good effort, but yeah, I can't tell you, they need to do X, Y, Z to give themselves a shot. It's just
Part of it's health. I think Ant coming in.
Yes, for sure.
With the injury, if he'd come in fully healthy. But this is the second time. And I don't know if it's like a thing or if it's just maybe a bit of unluckiness. I hope it's unluckiness because Ant to me seems like someone who works really hard with conditioning in his body,
Mm-hmm.
But do you remember the Dallas series when it was the Western Conference Finals and he was guarding Kyrie and he was getting oxygen on the bench and just looked really winded. And this series I tend to chalk it up more to the injury part of it. But this is the second time I've seen him in a locked in against an opponent who he's having to work really hard to beat and just doesn't have the legs at the end, which is not crazy. I mean, playoff games are really hard, but I am like a little like I don't know. Everybody's in the playoffs. It's hard for everyone.
Yeah.
So I think if they're gonna be able to go further, I need like LeBron James levels of stamina from him because the team just does not have enough talent to compete otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think it's a stamina issue with Ant, but I do think that he's having to have that level of impact and exertion on every game, which is what makes it tough.
Yeah.
Because he really has to carry the offense. He's on ball most of the time, and he's not like a distributor type. He's creating for himself more than anyone else, and that's physically taxing.
For sure, especially when you play hard on defense too.
Yeah, which he brings on the defensive end too. So yeah. But one other thing I had for this series was Dylan Harper. I feel like this has been his breakout series for me.
Moly.
His finishing around the rim is incredible. Even in a series where he doesn't have his three ball going, but like obviously Wemby makes everything easier, but he was widely talked about as one of the best finishing guards and coming out of the draft, and I think he's really shown that.
It was not overhyped.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. And it's tough to make a living that way, but for him to be this impactful on a team this good already, where we haven't really seen Steph Castle go nuclear or anything like that. Yeah. But you get enough from one of those three guards. And, I would still take Fox down the stretch because of the veteran savvy, but, we're seeing Dylan Harper get thrust more and more into this, role of not a lead guard, but offensive creator, in a way that I think is scary for him to do this soon, for the rest of the league. Yeah. And this is going to be valuable playoff experience for him. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only note that I had on Harper, and you summed it up, but was just that I want Amen and Reed to hang out with him all summer because they could learn a lot from watching how he handles the ball, how calm he is, he doesn't get sped up, So yeah, but I think ultimately both of us think that it's going to be Spurs in 6 tonight. Yeah. So it'll probably be Wolves in 7 then.
Hey, I do want to say I didn't call it for every series. I know, okay, definitely Pistons Magic. At the time I definitely thought Magic they were up 3-1 at the time. Yeah. But I called the Wolves winning. I called Lakers in 5. It ended up being
Nuggets. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You did. Yeah.
Which it was 3-2 at the time, but Ant was hurt. DiVincenzo was hurt at the time. So but this is going to be the jinx, I think.
Yeah, I think what I've learned is that once a team kind of shows you who they are, you need to believe them a little bit. I kept riding the Nuggets train till the wheels fell off, and boy did the wheels fall off. And sometimes if a team is telling you they're just not built like that, then just believe it.
Yeah. And every series is different. Sometimes. I don't feel like the Wolves of this series is the Wolves of the last series, but they're also against a completely different team.
True. And styles make fights,
Yeah.
Cool. All right, any more thoughts on that, or let's jump to the next one?
No.
All right, let's do it. The other Game 6 we got tonight, Cavs versus Pistons.
Yeah, this one, I think this has been the best series of the second round for me.
It wasn't Thunder Lakers.
No, I watched a lot of Thunder Lakers, but no, it was not.
I fell asleep to a lot of Thunder Lakers.
Yes, yeah. But this one's down to the wire, and usually when I look at a series, I'm looking at the macro, I'm looking at the trends, I'm looking at who's playing well, who isn't, 3-point shooting trends, stuff like that. But this game, I don't think the series isn't as much about the macro as it is about the micro. It's about individual moments. James Harden's heroics, in both two games really.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell scoring 39 in the second half of Game 4. I mean, it was crazy because he went into that half, I think, with 4 points. He missed his first 6 shots, I want to say. He did not have it going. And then second half, it's like a spigot. It just kept on flowing.
I like that.
Yeah. And so this is about moments to me. And it's really just who will have the bigger moments in these next 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
Because these teams seem pretty evenly matched to me. And I think the Cavs are the kind of the highest variance team.
Oh, yeah.
Where when they bring it, they look like really good title contender type teams.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, we remember last series. I don't think they were really quite at this level last series. So they can always easily fall off, and it's very easy to see how they can do that. So I don't know who's going to win this series, but I'm definitely going to tune in. So
who do you think is the most important Cavalier to their series win chances? I phrased that really clearly. You know what I mean?
Ooh, most important Cav. I think I'm going to say Evan Mobley. And the stuff that he's doing in the front court, and him and Jared Allen, again, neutralizing Jalen Duren, which is just again, for the Pistons to play well, Jalen Duren has to play well. And I thought he was fine in the first 2 games where they won.
Yeah. He played a little more force in the first series, was smart, good boards,
Yeah, but he's again gotten back to being, I don't know, a pumpkin. So I thought Mobley's 3-point shooting has been really good. His kind of decision making with when he's in that pick and roll, what to do, lob dunks, things like that. So I feel like he's had a good series.
Yeah.
So.
And you think it needs to continue to for them to have a chance?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like it. There's a lot of good answers here. I think the Cav with the highest ceiling is probably Mitchell, but I still think that Harden is probably most important because when you say variance, Harden is it's James variance Harden.
Yeah.
Especially this year, man.
Yeah.
And the whole reason I picked against the Cavs is because we're getting to the home stretch. This is Game 6 and Game 7, and this is where I honestly expect this team to fall off.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to be proved wrong, then James Harden is going to have to do it, know? I had a few narratives that I just wanted to mention. Some of them seem kind of obvious, but if this series ends, then I feel like the number one thing we're going to be talking about, if the Cavs win, is a Harden legacy kind of moment, versus the what everyone probably expects that come up short again,
Yeah.
And then from the Cade perspective, it's I think he's proven a lot this postseason, especially being the only primary and pretty much only creator on that team.
Yeah.
Is he a guy who's a guy yet? Has he arrived, or do we still need a little more time?
Yeah.
And I think I'm not worried. Even if they lose. He's just going to need a little more time, and that's okay.
And I'm really not worried, especially just because of how bonkers the Pistons spacing is. I know. The load that Cade has to carry on the offense with the rest of their offense being so terrible.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been impressed, and he's gone off for some pretty big games.
Oh my gosh!
He had a 40-something
reminds me of
point
Jokic
game.
when he wants to pass, but he's I guess I'll just score.
Yeah, he's so casual with it.
Yeah.
And just the ability to make it work on offense, but obviously the turnovers have been a problem for him all playoffs, and I think this series it's still reared its head. So
it has. I agree.
I feel like I've been whelmed by Cade in these playoffs. I'm not, obviously in the first round you start off really underwhelmed.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
for
man.
Sure. And then he brought it back.
Yeah, and then he brought it back down the stretch. Obviously Wagner got hurt, but he brought it back down the stretch. Came back 3-1. That's great. And then this series, like he's been good. He's been everything that they needed. But also, he's a really good player, so that's kind of what I would have expected from him. So
yeah. About par.
Yeah. I got nothing like crazy to say about Cade.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think that's like anything negative. Like he's a good player. We wanted to see a good player, you know.
Yeah.
The only other like takeaway I have so far from the series was, I've been pleasantly surprised by Tobias Harris. He's doing the best version of Tobias Harris right now. Yeah. And it's not like amazing, but he's shooting well. Like he's giving them a secondary offensive creation source.
True.
They've needed like every bucket that he can give, and he looks like they're like second best player right now. Mm-hmm. Which is not how it should be, but as long as Jalen Pumpkin remains, then we're gonna have that's the best we're gonna get. Yeah. So my prediction is Pistons in 7.
Okay. Interesting.
What do you think?
I think I'm gonna go Cavs in 7, but I think it's gonna go to 7, which means that the Pistons will win tonight. But we'll see about that.
I think we both agree that we're excited to watch the last 2 games. Of the series.
Yes, for sure. A really interesting thing is JB Bickerstaff playing Paul Reed all 12 minutes of fourth quarter, all 5 minutes of overtime last game, after not playing him the rest of the game, like previous before that.
Very tough Thibodeau of him.
Yeah, where you're just like looking down the bench like, oh no, like our all-star caliber player has suddenly turned into a pumpkin, and like we really need another guy. Paul Reed, come on. Yeah. But it reeks of desperation. And I like the minutes, but like it's more just like you're clearly just searching for answers when you don't have really an option for Jalen Durant. I mean, Isaiah Stewart, sure, but
it's different.
Like you're just looking down the bench to see like who can bring the physicality, who can match Cleveland's bigs. Yeah. And again, just not a weakness that we saw throughout the entire regular season. Not a weakness that we anticipated seeing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think you said it at the beginning, in that like the Cavs, it's kind of their series to lose. Yeah. If they reach their potential, based on what we've seen, like their highs, they should beat the Pistons, in my opinion. Short of like a Cade masterclass. Yeah. I think.
Or I mean, it could be one of those games where the Pistons just decide to mug you, and they turn up the pressure, and they have that ability. To do, which translates really well in playoff environments, because. I mean, as experienced and as like much star power as the Cleveland Guards have, we've also seen them be like met their match, be overwhelmed. We've seen highs and lows. Yeah, who's played really well. Yeah. We've seen highs and lows from both Harden and Mitchell. Mm-hmm. It's not the kind of confidence that I'm like, oh yeah, they'll be totally fine. Which I gotta say, like, I am a little bit disappointed by that. Not by really any of their play, but more just the inconsistency that we've seen from them. Because I would have expected them to hold down the fort a little bit more, like, just not look, I don't know, overwhelmed in the playoffs to a degree. But we saw that last series, and I mean, the Pistons are a different animal. You'll see that probably against whoever they play, but it's still just, I don't know. I don't have as much confidence in that. Yeah. Last thing that I had to say about this one, though, is I feel like we can't talk about this without mentioning Max Strus. Just winning player. Just an absolute win. I've always loved Max Strus. Yeah. Obviously fell in love with him during the Heat series, but he's that guy again, like, pressure up and down the floor, 94 feet away from the basket, hitting threes, just bringing the intensity. Yeah. And I think that, like, talk about a performance that can swing a series. Like, when you're playing the Pistons and you need to kind of match their intensity, their physicality, and Max Strus has really, obviously he did it last game with kind of the overtime heroics, stuff like that, and they'll need that. Like, that is playoff winning player right there. Yeah. And I feel like you just have to give that a shout out because he's been incredible. Yeah. No, I really like it. He definitely looks like the player on Cleveland who wants to win the most. Yes. Yeah. All the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heart and soul.
Yeah. And you need a guy like that in the playoffs for sure. So. Cool. All right. Let's jump over to our next series. Let's stay in the East.
Okay. All right.
To a team that I know you probably don't want to give too many flowers to, but the New York Knicks. Wax the 76ers.
Yes.
And I have an exercise for you, okay? I'm going to list some names, and I want you to stop me when I say a name who has been better than Cat in these playoffs.
Ooh.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm not going to go through every player. I just came up with a list that I think I know where he lands for me, but I'm curious to see where he lands for you. Embiid. Harden. Jaylen Brown. Scotty Barnes.
I'll stop there.
Stop there?
Yeah.
Okay, so you put him there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's just because you said someone who I think has been really good.
Well, why don't I go through the rest of the names and I want to see
all
what
right,
you feel.
all right.
Paolo.
No, Cat's better. Yeah.
Okay. McDaniels.
That's an interesting one, but I'll go Cat.
Okay. AJ Mitchell.
That's such a weird. That's weird. I'm gonna go Cat body of work.
Okay.
AJ Mitchell, mostly the Lakers series, but he wasn't going like that against the Suns. So.
Yeah, true. The next one I had was Jalen Brunson.
Oh no, I think that's always one of those sneaky ones where like in my heart of hearts, not heart of hearts, but like I think Cat they would be better served playing around Cat, but Brunson has been incredible this series.
Yeah,
like he has been the guy from just the scoring efficiency standpoint.
And he's still a driver of their offense for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to do that just to highlight I think how good Cat has been, even though he's only scoring like I think 18. He's averaging 18 points, but he doesn't need to do anymore. He's averaging like 7 assists.
Yeah,
and they're playing through him in a way that I haven't really seen before.
Yeah, this is like what I wanted.
What everyone wanted
from the Mike Brown Knicks.
Yes,
and it's like
it took him to the playoffs to get here.
Yeah, but I am really wondering, like, are the Knicks actually that good? Did I completely miss on them? Because
I'm with you.
I was all the way out.
Yeah.
You were
I was a little in, but I didn't expect this.
I was all the way out.
Actually, maybe I thought there was a chance. Anyways.
You thought there was a chance.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it at all. Their net rating in the series is plus 25. Against the team that beat the Celtics. Like, say what you want about the Sixers, but I mean, Embiid being limited changed some things, but
they've also played him off the floor.
Yeah,
like he's looked unplayable against them.
Completely off the floor. Like the intensity from the Knicks, like they just look they're from a different league right now than the Sixers, and I just didn't expect them to have this much juice in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Brunson, 29 points per game, 65% true shooting percentage. I've been really impressed by how they were able to contain Maxey after how much Maxey like destroyed the Celtics.
Yeah.
Which I probably would have said the Celtics have a better defense.
Yeah, and great guys to contain him too.
Yeah.
I think we talked about Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Runner up for our prestigious ISO
Yes.
Defender Award.
Yes. Yeah. Gotta stop,
get a bucket. Yeah.
But I just didn't expect them to look. I mean, Mikal Bridges has actually looked like a basketball player this series. Like he's been the primary defender on Maxey, but it's really been 5 guys.
Yeah.
And I mean the Sixers just didn't have it from the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Paul George played decent, but
yeah. And shout out to OG. I mean that guy's been
he's been on fire.
Unbelievable. I could have done the exact same thing. I'm gonna list some names. Where does OG land? Mm-hmm. Because he's been, from the beginning of the playoffs, it's just been lights out on offense and defense.
Yes, yeah. So it's like, this is, if you told me this before the season, I would have been like, oh yeah, sure, great. But we saw so much of this not work in the regular season. Maybe I just overreacted to the regular season, but it's also like you can't ignore the basketball that you've been seeing, right?
Yeah. Especially under a new coach. This is all the sample size we have.
Exactly. But they've looked like the Knicks that I hope they would look like before. Not well, maybe not. I hope like
but
as
you
a
were
basketball
thinking
fan. Yeah, as a basketball fan.
I got you.
For.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, props to them.
Yeah, and I think that this is the second year now that this team has like turned the notch up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's easy to like think you can do, but it's harder to do.
Yeah.
And this team definitely for me, I still have them a tier below the two in the West. Mm-hmm. But they're like I think they're the class of the East, and I think that they're gonna kill whoever comes out of the other side.
I was just gonna say that like I think that they're I'm not gonna go that far just because we've seen anything can happen in the playoffs and things like that. But like so don't hold me accountable to this like going forward. But like right now, the Knicks it's the Knicks at the top of the East, and then it's everyone else.
Yes.
And
maybe 2 tiers.
Yeah. We haven't seen them be challenged in these playoffs really.
They've won like 7 straight or something now?
Yeah. I mean, they lost those 2 against the Hawks, and they've just
by 1 point.
Yeah, and then they just blown the gates off of anyone they've played since.
And it's been the Knicks' year, and I don't think we realized it early enough, but it's kind of been their year all along, considering that what most people think would be the 2 best teams in the East lost 2 important players. Mm-hmm. It's just it's such a weird year. Even watching like the Pistons versus Cavs, when I'm seeing the caliber in the other 3 series, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is like it's been entertaining, but like come on, like level of basketball wise, they're just in a different place.
Yeah. And I think the Pistons are one of those teams where sometimes it's hard to gauge how good they are because the games are ugly, and you're not sure if the games are ugly because they're really good at making it ugly, or if it's because they're an ugly basketball team.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a little bit of both, but it makes it difficult to estimate how would they stack up against the Knicks.
Sure. We'll
like
get
that.
a chance. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, we might get a chance to see that. But yeah, the Knicks are playing the best ball of the East so far in these playoffs, and I will say like I know the Pacers and the Knicks have their beefs and whatever, but. I don't hate this team.
Yeah.
They went all in. They have the pieces. They have the talent. They're compelling. They're a compelling team. I wouldn't be mad to see them have some level of success. It's just like when we get good again,
hopefully
then they can settle down. But I'll let them have their fun for now.
I suppose that's fair. Like you get a chance to be an objective basketball fan, a more objective basketball fan this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. Good for you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, good vibes will come back to the Pacers.
Yeah, they can have you have to build up like a villain, right? You have to let them have. Empire Strikes Back type of thing.
Yeah.
And so,
it doesn't hurt until they do something.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like the energy you're putting out. That's good. That's really good. Okay, let's jump into our last team or our last matchup. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this because we are going to talk about LeBron later.
Yeah.
But Thunder Lakers. The only note that I have is just something that I've been noticing, and I'm not trying to break any ground with this, right? But next year, SGA Supermax extension kicks in. They just signed Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren to rookie maxes.
Yep.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for a team that already has a lot of depth and a player coming in. Like Jalen Williams has been out for like most of these playoffs. They've looked fantastic. I'm not trying to say that they are a better team without Jalen Williams. I'm not. I think Jalen Williams is awesome, and I think that if they were to trade him, it could have like some like Harden implications. And where he becomes an amazing player of his own right with his own team. But I do wonder if the Thunder need to consider trying to get, I'm not saying now, but at some point, trying to get the value that they can out of Jalen Williams while they're paying these guys the level that they are. Because you cannot afford to have 3 max players in the current NBA. In like 1 or 2 years, the bill's going to come due for them, you know? Yeah. So it's something that I think Sam Presti probably should be thinking about. No, don't let it be me who tells Sam Presti to do his job.
Yes, yeah.
But
this will be relevant in 1 to 2 years.
Yes.
And as always, you're thinking very, very far ahead into the future. It's just last offseason you were wondering if Jalen Williams could be better than SGA.
Which I will also say part of this is me like still mad that we took Jabari over Jalen Williams. Like, what if we could get him now?
Yeah.
So.
But that's not to dismiss what you're. It's very, very like important question here because
I can't believe you reminded the viewers of my take.
I'm sorry. But it is very important now. I mean, part of that is letting go of your old takes and, taking on, yesterday Jalen Williams is better than SGA. Today they need to make AJ Mitchell better than Jalen Williams. Exactly. So you got to let go of the past and keep moving forward. That's I think that's your theme. So
keep deleting episodes.
Yeah. What? Episode 6, but there's only 3 left. No. I think this is a very important question because, you can't. Chet Holmgren has an expanding offensive game, but I still think he's like kind of limited on that end. And you can't pay 3 max players. Like it's very difficult to. And AJ Mitchell is. I have it like he is.
Jalen Brunson. I think we're going to talk about him later too.
Yes. We'll talk. But they did sign him to a 3-year, $9 million, which is like
pennies for that.
Pennies, and that gives you more of a runway, I think. So
yeah, true.
You can let this super team play out for a couple years, and then when the money starts to get tight, you can think about.
Hey, it's kind of like the De'Aaron Fox extension for the Spurs. You know, you gives you a bit of a runway. Yeah. So and then you could just push the decision down the road. Yeah.
The question is just that there will be a time when all 3 of those extensions kick in at the same time.
Yeah.
And then it'll be what do you do? But you have time to really evaluate and make your decision until then. And for now, they're just going to enjoy the embarrassment of riches that they have. On their team. So AJ Mitchell is Mavericks Jalen Brunson.
Well said. I like
it. They move very, very similarly. It's just giving strong Jalen Brunson vibes for me.
Yeah, great comp.
So I was thinking it, and then I saw a video put out of like this biomechanics lab doing analysis of players, and the comp that they had for AJ Mitchell was also Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like
great one.
When you just think about the way that they move, the way that they attack. They're both lefties, which also helps. So I don't know, man. He's really, really showing it. The fact that Shea, frankly, was not very good this series.
Definitely not Shea.
He was not Shea. He was not Shea. And I mean, obviously the Lakers are loading up against him. That's what you do against a 2-time MVP or soon to be 2-time MVP. But the fact that they, in my opinion, looked better with AJ Mitchell and Jared McCain on the floor than if you had Shea on the floor is bananas.
Yeah.
And it's scary where like Jalen Williams is not playing and Shea looks pedestrian by his standards, and they still sweep you. Like, what do you do?
These playoffs.
What do you do?
I know. Just an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. Jared McCain, like again, making Daryl Morey look so dumb for making that trade. I think he had like close to 80.
Every time he puts it up, it looks like it's going in. And he is smooth. Yeah. He is butter. His shot, the way he moves.
Yeah. His mechanics are pristine. He's shooting it the same way every time. It's just so routine for him. But I mean, that's all I have on this. I mean, and then the LeBron aspect, which
we'll chat about.
We'll talk about. But he looked. I mean, he brought it against one of the toughest teams.
Still looks like their best player.
Still looked like So.
Not much else to say. I mean, we'll see in the next round if this team gets challenged. But
if you're the Spurs, you have to hope that this Thunder team is already tough, but when you have these kinds of performances from their role players, from the guys that are getting like 10 to 20 minutes a game, you just don't have a chance. You really don't. So part of this will be variance, and if the Spurs win, it'll have to be because Jared McCain's not shooting 50% from three. And
I will say to that point though, Victor Wembanyama makes role players look like role players in a way that no one else can. You know how in every series, and we're gonna have a whole episode on this series if it hopefully comes to pass. But because I have so many thoughts already, but the way like let's think of like the game 7. Do you remember the Celtics versus the Bucks when Grant Williams went off for like 27 or something?
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Aaron Wiggins against the Pacers last year. Just like different role players will always have an impact on the series. Caleb Martin against the Celtics, you know.
But he healed against the Rockets. How do we figure?
I exclude that from my memory, that's for sure. It's because I brought up the Pacers, wasn't it?
I had to do it.
I'll give it to you. But that's the thing about Wemby is that like unless you are like a superstar level player, and even then, if you have to have so many answers against him because you're like regular moves, they're just not going to work.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely going to be a big factor. Is can AJ Mitchell look like?
Yeah.
Current AJ Mitchell, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah. And that's a huge question.
Yeah.
So.
Which we will dive into. We really should devote like a whole episode to that series.
When it's like conference finals, like we could. We really could. So.
Yeah. I would love it. So anyways. Alright, let's jump into our next section. So there was quite a few eliminated teams in the last since our last episode. Mm-hmm. This is the playoffs and this happens. But let's go through one by one. And I wanted to start off with the Hawks.
Okay.
Because to me, this team is like has one of the more interesting off-season roadmaps because with a lot of teams with our new CBA, they're pretty restricted by what they can do because they either have the trade assets or they don't, you know? Yeah. But a team like the Hawks, like it almost feels like they're just waiting for their like key to unlock the gate, you know, to the Garden of Eden. They just need someone who can be like the straw that stirs the drink, you know? And it's funny because I would have thought like a guy like Trae Young could be like that, but but they need a Trae Young player Trae Young style player who actually like is the key.
Is good.
You know, I didn't say it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm thinking obviously they could trade for an established player like a Mitchell or what the Cavs did with Harden, you know? Mm-hmm. But what I really want to see from the Hawks is, and I have a lot of faith in their GM based on what he's done over the last year, but what I would love to see is a move like when the Celtics traded for Derek White to get a guy who maybe is a little bit off the beaten path. So you don't have to give up a ton of what makes you awesome, which is these like incredibly defensive-minded wings. Mm-hmm. And get someone who, it doesn't have to be a superstar, but it's someone who knows how to like make your engine go. Yeah. And I don't know who that guy is. I had a few names written down, like maybe if they see more potential than we've seen so far from guys like Scottie Pippen, Junior, Gillespie, maybe like Jalen Tyson, you know, or someone languishing on like a worse team, like a Ty Jerome. So I don't know who it is. Yeah. But something that will fit with their identity, and just get somebody who can grow with the team. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of potential there. I think they have a lot of options.
Yeah. Just trade for Derek White, guys. Come on. Just make it. No, I'm kidding. That's very true. And I mean, again, listen to the season preview. We talked about the Hawks, and like it kind of bore out to be.
It kind of did. That. Yeah. I was worried there for a minute.
Yeah. But it really turned out to be that way, where they have the guys, and they just need. Well, they needed Trae Young to be that guy, and he wasn't.
He was such a good situation.
Yeah. It was a great situation for him, but it didn't work out. And now they're like they're a ship without a captain, and you wonder like, okay, you say, oh, you could trade for a guy who like maybe can grow into an expanded role or something like that. I was thinking like. You know, another leap from Jalen Johnson, another leap from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, or something like that. Was kind of what I was hoping for. But they do have a lot of cap space this offseason because of CJ McCollum being a free agent. He was taking up like $50 million. And Gabe Vincent also being a free agent. You know, again, guys who like bad contracts, stuff like that. So they have cap space. They also have first round picks because they have the Pelicans pick from the Derek Queen trade. Yeah. And then I think they have the less favorable of the Cavs and Spurs first. I mean that's not going to be that great of a pick, but still like not bad overall. When you have cap space, you have some trade assets. You could even throw like I don't know. what do they think about Zachary Risachet? Could they lure a team into taking him, or
I'm sure there's teams that take bites.
Like, yeah. I mean, shoot, from the Pacers, I'm not opposed to at least exploring the waters there. But I don't know what their opinion is of him, anyways. Because do you just give up on a number one overall pick after 2 seasons or something? But overall, not bad. They have the pieces and they have flexibility. It'll be a very interesting offseason for them, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. So we'll see where it goes. I'm not like that into the weeds yet on what they're specifically going to do. Yeah. But they have the pieces in place to do something.
Cool. Yeah, agreed. Next up, we got, why don't you pick the next one? We got the Nuggets, Rockets, Sixers, and Lakers.
Let's go Nuggets.
Shoot.
Okay. So, I mean, I just want to talk a little bit about the round 1 series because we saw the end of that one. Yeah. And
just embarrassing.
Yeah, it's terrible series. Very, probably the worst Nuggets series that I've seen in the Jokic era.
Oh yeah,
I wrote down a couple stats.
Definitely the worst Jokic series.
Yes, definitely the worst. Yeah, definitely the worst Jokic series. But Jamal Murray, definitely the worst playoff series I've seen from him. So he was 5 for 20 on wide open threes according to the tracking data. Like threes where you're open. Yeah. Jokic was 3 for 17 on wide open threes. Murray went 0 for 7 in the clutch in that series, which again, very un-Jamal Murray-like. Yeah. We're used to seeing him be a historic playoff riser. And instead, he was an all-star in the regular season, which you've never seen, and then he became a playoff dropper, which obviously, credit to J.D. McDaniels and all that, but still, this is just not the Jamal Murray that we're used to seeing. Yeah. And we're used to seeing them be, bring it in the playoffs, not like this. All that to say, though, I think the Nuggets will be fine. Yeah. If we're talking off-season look ahead.
They said that everyone's available.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think it's just positioning?
I don't think that. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do anything crazy. I don't think they should do anything crazy. I believe, are you going to blow up the Jokic, Murray, Gordon core?
Yeah. That's kind of the question that I had. It's not that you're going to blow up the core, but at this point, I am worried about Aaron Gordon. I know he's the guy for them and brings everything together, and the numbers with him and Jokic are just still bananas. Yeah. Even in these playoffs. Yeah. But the injury potential to me at this point I think they need to explore what it would look like to get someone who can be behind the way that they picked up Valanciunas behind Jokic. Mm. If they can get another big bodied guy who can come in space the floor, Yeah, without Gordon, they just don't have the size to compete with some of these teams.
That's about depth, though, and so that's not really about looking to to me, that doesn't translate into breaking up Aaron Gordon for pieces. That translates into getting pieces behind Aaron Gordon.
But do you think they should consider it?
Okay. No, I don't think that you're going to get as much value from other teams for trading Aaron Gordon as you will Aaron Gordon on your team.
Yeah. Especially for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a perfect fit. It's not like he doesn't have injury concerns with other teams. Yeah. And then you have to find a trade partner. You have to find a team that's willing to win now. I mean, he's only getting older. So I'm not a fan of blowing that up. Really, the mistake is giving Christian Brown the rookie extension, the rookie max extension.
And not waiting on Watson, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. They did it too early without seeing what Peyton Watson has. Now you're going to lose Peyton Watson in free agency. And Christian Brown's going to, his rookie extension kicks in this year, so he's making $21 million.
And it's a long one, too.
And it's 5 years, $125 million. Yeah. So they have no cap space, basically. Yeah. They have their own pick this year, surprisingly. And then also the Hawks second rounder from something, I don't know. But it's really just going to be, you're just going to run it back and then hope that your young guys develop into something. And then just hope that Jamal Murray doesn't have an all-time bad series for him.
Yeah, hope you don't draw the Timberwolves.
Yeah, you just run it back because I don't really see what their options are at this point.
Yeah.
Last year they kind of surprised us with trading Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. I don't think that I don't know I don't think trading Cam Johnson is going to do much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think running it back generally, maybe if they make some moves on the margins, they'll still be their contender window is still open?
Yeah, I do because what changed in between? Let's say January, January and the team going into September or October.
I think it's really just the Jokic injury.
Yeah, but not. All right, Jokic shoot 40% from three again. You know, it's something as simple as that. We don't need to overreact. We don't need to blow up a core for that when there isn't something on the table. Now, if a team made an offer or something, obviously you consider that. You're not hanging up the phone. For sure. But I don't think you're getting a lot of value out of any of these guys on the open market.
Yeah.
And you don't have any salary cap basically. So what do you do?
Yeah. I think you're probably right, and you're convincing me too that really the only question that matters is Jokic healthy and back to his previous form. And if he is, you're good. Yeah. And if he's not, it didn't matter in the first place. Trading Aaron Gordon for whoever's available is not going to move the needle anyways.
Exactly.
So that's a great point.
Jokic was terrible. Murray was terrible. But if you go back into January, are you going to react that heavily? Yeah. And we were talking about this team like they were a top 3 team in the West. It was them and the Thunder and the Spurs, and I mean that was our podcast somewhere after Christmas time was talking about
that was mine for a long time.
Yeah,
honestly, yeah.
Well, which of those 3 teams are going to come out of the West? Yeah. And I just don't I don't want to have this one bad run
really down
when you don't have a clear thing to pivot to. I just don't see a need to do that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think stability and they've proven that chemistry and continuity matters a lot. So, cool. All right, let's jump to the next team. I'll try to speed up, but there's just too many important things to talk about. You know, with the Rockets, the main question that I have, first, and the most important question for them is how much do you pay a man? Yeah. How much can they afford to pay a man? Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know. I didn't land on I'm thinking somewhere around $25 to $30 million. Is that low?
So you're thinking definitely less than the rookie max. 25 to 30 million is, I think Şengün's being paid 35, and they're talking about the 250 million for 5 years. Which would be whatever, 45, 50.
Talking about the max extension is crazy to me. I know they were talking about that. Yeah. You could talk me up to 35 or something. But yeah, I don't know. But the max extension is, I just don't think he's a max player.
You just don't see it.
Yeah. And we talked about this privately. I would rather see them go for a Jalen Green type of deal.
Yeah,
but also one thing to say is that won't affect them next year directly because he's still on the rookie deal. But it's just that he's extension eligible. Sure. And presumably they're going to get a deal done. It's really one of those things where my opinion almost doesn't even really matter. It's just that Amen has them by the barrel. I mean, not really, but
a little bit.
A little bit, and it's really just how much money is Amen going to squeeze out of them. Yeah. And so, I think a fair market value would be $30 million, but I'm not going to be oh man, they really overpaid for him if it ends up being 40. Yeah. If it's anything more than 40, I'm gonna
think it's too much.
Yeah, I think it's too much. But I'm not going to be
it's always tough with a young guy. You never know how it's going to progress or not, you know? Yeah. I don't think Rafael Stone has done a perfect job as the Rockets GM. But the one thing I know this guy can do is get a good contract out of a situation where it doesn't look like it should be that good for the team, you know? And as a fan, that makes me pretty hopeful. I obviously love Amen, and I want to see him stay in Houston for a long time. But I do have hope and faith that Stone will come up with a contract that both the player and the team are happy about, and that ages well. So yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. Anything like? Do you see any? I don't know. What do you think going into next year? Like,
yeah. It's a great question. I think they're putting a lot of stock into the return of some of the Rockets' like other important players. The one I'm particularly worried about is Fred VanVleet. He's a player on the wrong side of 30. He's a small guard who's obviously proven to be like a good defender and like I think a great addition to your locker room. But I mean, history isn't kind to guards of that age, especially on defense.
Yeah.
And I'm worried, like if he doesn't make a full recovery, which there's a chance of that, like he's not Jason Tatum or Jason Tatum's age.
Yeah.
That this could be not what the Rockets think it is. And if you lose Van Vliet, like the ball handling is still, I don't think is there for Reed and Amen. I thought again, I'll say with Stone, like I think he's done a good job of like drafting and building, but the one thing the guy cannot do is evaluate guard prospects. Did you see what came out that they think Reed is the next like Steve Nash or Steph Curry?
Oh yeah, I did see the Nash comparisons. I thought that was.
Look, I like Reed, and I think he's a great shooter, and I have a lot of hope for him. But come on, man, like there's levels to this, you know.
Yeah.
And they did this with there was a guy they had who came out of the G League and was just like terrible when he came out, and just guard after guard. I feel like he's pretty good at the wings. And he's really good in like the 10 to 20 range of the draft.
Yeah.
But at the top, like Jalen Green, like they just cannot draft or develop guards.
True.
So yeah, I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
And I think that something is wrong with this team this year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if something has to change, but I don't think it's gonna suddenly turn into a championship contender.
That's interesting that you put it that way though, because I was kind of thinking about it as like, oh yeah, you get Fred Van Vliet back. Like it's kind of like a cherry on top type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, not really because he is really important to the
very
team.
critical.
But you did have a whole season without him.
Yeah.
And then hopefully next year you have a season with him. And yeah, it's the contract's still not looking great, but it's still like I saw that as like this will plug a hole that's needed for that team.
Yeah.
I mean we'll see. We'll see. They have some flexibility with the cap. They can try to be a little bit more well-rounded this year. But how hot do you think Udoka's seat is going into next year?
I don't think it's nearly as hot as like the media's making it out to be.
Okay.
I think that him and Stone and Fertitta, from what I can tell, they're pretty locked in, and they've never made a rash decision after just like one bad year. Now, should it be hotter? I think maybe. But I think that this team like values like chemistry and continuity above all. And they've proven that. They haven't let go of a single member of their young core except for Cam Whitmore. Yeah. And I think that they will err on the side of caution rather than making a rash move. So I think he's fine going into next year.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like if you're relying on developing guard play, I don't know if I trust Udoka to do that. And that's just kind of my worry with this team. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
For sure, yeah. Also, is 6:15 a hard stop for you, or
no? We can go.
Okay, I'll try to respect your time, but hopefully the rapid fire section will go quickly. The Sixers. Yeah. Does Bob Myers work for the Sixers? When did this happen? When did he become their president of operations or whatever? How did I miss that?
I think that happened. Well, it was Morey.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
So he's like apparently in charge of their GM search and also going to be in touch with the new GM. Like I just feel like I missed something. Or maybe it was done a while ago.
Was it? Well, because obviously they let go of Morey.
Yeah.
Right. But I do remember Bob Myers leaving ESPN, and then I forget what he went for. It might have been that.
Yeah, maybe I just forgot about it. Yeah. But anyways, Morey got fired, so there's that.
Yeah. That's
which decision of his do you think was more relevant to him being fired? The PG deal or extending Embiid when he didn't have to?
I think the PG deal.
PG?
Yeah.
Giving him the extra year. What is it, like another 4 years or something?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And it's so much money.
Yeah, $50 million. And then the Embiid extension, 3 years, $180 million.
And they didn't need to. That's what that gets my goat.
Yeah. I mean, I think with Embiid, like, he was the guy. He was the franchise.
Yeah.
Like, but, yikes, man. That whole situation looks terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the cap sheet and you're just like, they're paying those guys that much money. It's tough to I mean, I thought they really exceeded my expectations this year. But
yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. So Quentin Grimes, Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond are all free agents.
Jared McCain. Oh, sorry.
Nope, Jared McCain is not. They do have the Rockets pick from the Jared McCain trade, so yay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But
wow, good, well done, well done.
Yeah. I'm sure you'd rather have the Rockets.
Yeah.
But you basically run it back and then just like, I don't know.
What choice do you have?
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. Like, you're just gonna have to stomach the next couple years of really bad contracts. And,
What I had written down was this team was exciting and I was having fun with them, you know. Yeah. And they still have Maxey and he's awesome and just getting better. But now that they've lost, the dust has settled, and they're still just in a terrible team building financial situation. Yeah. And in today's NBA, you have to maximize every dollar. And I just cannot foresee the 76ers winning until they can run out the length of these contracts or buy them out or trade them or whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
They're just stuck.
Yeah.
They're just stuck.
Can I say something like completely off the wall crazy?
Be my guess.
I didn't like look into it. Nothing, but what if you traded Tyrese Maxey?
Wow!
Like,
oh my!
But,
so this is just
yeah,
off the top of your wall. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Let's workshop it.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, I know that he's an MVP caliber player.
Yeah.
Who's
getting better.
Who's getting better. It's squarely in his prime. But you can't build a competitive team paying these guys that much money.
Maxey.
And I think he's like 20.
Because this matters too.
I want to say 27.
I feel like he's younger.
Oh, 25. Shoot.
25.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let's keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just talk it through.
Okay. The thing, 25. I thought he was 27. Maybe you stomach. It's just, I hate to see a guy this good waste.
So this is a Maxey, like, plug.
Yeah, it is, but it's also like the classic, like, okay, we know we're not going to be good for the next, like, at least 2 years.
At least 2 years.
At least 2 years.
I know that.
That's when the Embiid.
I'll look it up while you keep talking.
Thing expires. Like, just do you waste 2 years of an MVP caliber player's prime, or do you turn that into trade value and like just get an absolute haul? Like, and that's the idea.
And
it's
just
not
like do like a rebuild again?
Yes, yeah. And it's not, the idea is not, oh, we're trading Tyrese Maxey. The idea is we're getting an absolute haul so that we're better positioned to contend once we're able to contend, once we have the cap space to do that.
Yeah. The George contract, they have next year and the year after. Mm-hmm. And the Embiid contract, they have next year, the year after, and the year after that. Yeah. And it increases. It's currently at 3 years and $192 million.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't see you being competitive. Paying, like, I mean, this is what I said at the start of the year, and then they were able to scrounge it up with VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah.
And what
and
happened?
all these wings.
Yeah, what
who are
happened?
not free agents.
Who are not free, I mean, Kelly Oubre was a pivotal player.
For sure, yeah.
Quentin Grimes, like huge minutes for them. What happens without those guys? What happens when you have to pay VJ Edgecombe? Like, do you have a plan for that?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking like preparing for when you're ready to be competitive again. And one of the ways to do that is to convert Tyrese Maxey into a haul of players and picks.
We could call it the process. Triggered. Sorry, Philly fans.
Can you sign the Sixers fans up to do that again? I don't know. It's just.
Well, it's like 75% New York fans, anyways, now. So
yeah, because it's not like the Sixers don't have the asset in Tyrese Maxey. It's just that, like, do you have the stones to explore something like that? What does that even look like? Who does that? I don't know. But it would be like one of the most significant trades. Yeah, like, that would be the story of the offseason if that happened. But I don't think it's going to happen.
I agree.
I put like a 1% chance on it. Yeah, but
I'm here for you asking the question because teams with like terrible financial situations need to explore all avenues. Now, obviously, the arguments against it. He's younger than you initially thought. He's 25. Yeah. So even when the contracts run out, it'll be about 28, which is still squarely in the middle of his prime. Hopefully getting better. But I mean, the value you get for someone like Maxey, But the argument against it is that you go through an entire rebuild to get a guy like Maxey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So cool. But I'm here for you asking the question. keep on going. This next team, the Lakers. I wonder if we should. Let's not talk about LeBron because we're going to talk about him in a bit.
Okay, yeah.
We're hyping this up so much. It's literally part of my rapid fire section. Maybe we should just talk about LeBron now.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe let's do it because I think it makes sense as part of the Lakers.
Sure.
The first question I had on the Lakers, and this is a question for you, you're not a medical student, but what is your long-term level of concern around Luka's hamstrings? Because I'm concerned at this point.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, that's a good question. How much does that matter? Like, that's kind of where my brain goes. It's just like,
what are you gonna do? Not pay him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they already paid him.
He is the guy, and he's there, and
this is a podcast, just something to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, it's something to think about maybe when you're doing like a season.
Maybe they could trade him to the Wizards for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Like, hopefully it's nothing like super major, but I mean, obviously a history of this popping up. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately going to be the question that the Lakers is out of their control. Yeah, but it's probably going to define their championship window and how long it stays open year to year. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just a question I had. I think I'm also frustrated because I love Luka so much, and I want to see him in these moments because he's such an electric player and such an amazing playoff riser. But this is the second, third year of his career that we've lost to hamstring injuries. Yeah. And a guy of his size and usage rate. Yeah. The fact that I thought looked really in good shape this season. Yeah. And it still happened. Like that really concerns me as a basketball fan.
Yeah, and the way he moves, I think, puts a lot of stress on it because just the start-stop, constant. Yeah. And for a guy of that size, I don't know. I think you just ride it out, and if he gets injured, that's tough. But I don't know. I don't know what you like. He's the guy. So
yeah. You hope so you rise and fall with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So the biggest question is, if you're the Lakers, what do you do with LeBron? And I really don't.
Contract's up, right?
Yeah. Contract's
so now he's a
completely free agent.
Free man.
I don't have an opinion really because I think obviously the Lakers and I have diverging opinions on the whole LeBron situation. There's too much that we don't know, how much money does LeBron take, because I do think that
that's the biggest question, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not paying him a max anymore.
No, you can't. You can't afford to.
He's a max player in the playoffs, but he's not a max player in the regular season. And the West is tough enough where you need regular season players too. Yeah.
If they do re-sign him for less, do they now just have the cap space? Is that just available to them?
To re-sign him?
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Or to sign a new player?
But they also, Austin Reeves is
that contract's extension this year too, right?
Yeah.
So presumably the money you lose not paying LeBron is going to have to go to Reeves.
Yeah. I mean, they could pay both, but then you also have Rui Hachimura, who's a free agent. Yeah. Luke Kennard's a free agent. DeAndre Ayton has a player option, which I think he's expected to opt into, but then Kleba and Hayes are also free agents. So I mean, the Lakers have always been flying by the seat of their pants, and so everyone's a free agent, and you just kind of retool the roster.
Yeah, and they just trade for the next superstar.
Yeah.
Literally what they do.
So it's really just do you re-sign LeBron, and how much? If so, how much money?
Yeah.
They have the 25th pick also this year, their own pick, and then a $9 million exception.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Have fun, Rob Pelinka. This is just the situation that they're in every year.
Literally.
I'm not the one who's paid to figure this out. Because,
you're not even paid to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it drives me up a wall just to think about it, though. Just because it's a tough puzzle to solve every single time, and sometimes they do it, and sometimes they don't. And I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I know a lot of people have been talking about him going to Cleveland or something like that. But I'm of the opinion that LeBron's at the stage of his career. I know winning's important to him. I know being a guy who's in love with the game is important to him. But I don't think he would move to a city. He's already talked about I don't like visiting the Memphis hotels and Cleveland hotels. Not to rehash all that, but I think he likes living in LA. His family's settled there. The only team that I could see him going to. That's not the Lakers is the Heat, because he likes Miami, and I know he has ties
from a non-basketball standpoint, or
from a non-basketball standpoint.
Okay.
From a city standpoint, But I really think that the guy's settled in LA, and it's LeBron James. I think if he wants to sign with the team, then the only question I have
I would put
much.
Cleveland there.
From a basketball standpoint, for sure.
No, from a non-basketball standpoint.
But I would think for Cleveland, I just don't think he wants to live in Cleveland. I think he wants to live in
LA.
LA.
Up there. I think he still
but
has ties there.
Yeah, but I think it's just different.
I could see him wanting to. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't know. Maybe you do just want to be where you're comfortable. But no, overall I agree.
Yeah. If I had to put money on it, I think he stays in LA. The only question is, how much of a pay cut is he willing to take?
Yeah.
And then we'll have our answer. Because the Lakers have a line too. This is not just, LeBron, we want you whatever amount,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think that's clear. And I don't know. I mean, LeBron has been a historic penny-pinching miser.
Yeah.
We all know this. So, I don't think he's going to really, take a big pay cut. So, how much... But then also I don't think he's a max player anymore, so how much money...
Would he be willing to leave that for the money?
Yeah, would he be... That sounds crazy to me.
It sounds crazy to me.
But
teams would be willing to pay him next year. But there's a bunch of not good teams that'd be like, LeBron James, open arms.
LeBron's not going to a not good team.
Yeah,
he's definitely... He values title contention for sure. But
he also values legacy. He's not just going to go to the Grizzlies because they're going to pay him. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm knocking on Memphis. I like the Grizzlies.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, also part of that is just leverage and hardball and trying to... I just don't think that people thinking, LeBron is going to go for $10 million, completely delusional. That's just not the way... He knows it's a business, and he's trying to make money. So
truly,
yeah.
Cool. All right, let's go into a rapid fire section.
Okay.
Some of these we're gonna go real quick.
Okay.
We obviously already hit LeBron, but if we need to talk longer, we can. Yeah. So the first question I have for you, and it's a multiple choice.
Okay.
Who should be of the following options? Who should be the most embarrassed? Okay. Number one, it's the Rockets going down 0-3 against the Luka-less Lakers. The Nuggets losing in 6 to the Timberwolves. The Magic scoring 19 points in the second half of Game 6. The Pistons going 7 games against the 8 seed. The Celtics losing to the Sixers. And the Hawks losing by 50 points in an elimination game.
I think it's between... It's probably between the... Well,
You're there's some embarrassing things in there.
Yeah, a lot of that is bad. I think I would go Nuggets.
Nuggets losing 6 to the
I
Wolves.
think I would go Nuggets. Yeah.
Given the contender profile.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
But also because like there were a lot of people's picks to win it all or come out of the West.
Yeah.
And I think that like the Rockets are really close for me considering that it was to the Lakers without Luka. But they didn't quite have those expectations.
Yeah.
It's still really embarrassing to go down 0-3, but I don't know.
It's not like anyone thought they were going to win the West.
Yeah. And then the Magic, like...
That's a good point.
The Magic, that was really embarrassing.
Especially because they were, like, mocking them in the first half.
Yeah. But they're also the Magic. So.
I think you're saying the right thing. Like, you've caught on the right point, which is the only one of these teams that was supposed to win was the Nuggets. The Celtics also have a good argument, but at least they win 7, you know?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. The next question I have for you, this is also a multiple choice, but there's only 4. Sorry, that was too many, I realized. This is a choose your fighter nomination, okay? You can either have McDaniels guarding Jamal Murray, DeAndre Ayton guarding Şengün, Gobert guarding Jokic, or pick your Sixers wing guarding Jaylen Brown.
Ooh. I'm gonna go McDaniels on Murray.
Yeah, that's the right answer. It's kryptonite.
Yeah, I've never seen Jamal again. By far the worst playoff series I've seen from him, and like go back and watch the Lakers series. Like it's just a different player. Like he seemed impossible to. He could get his shot off against anyone, and like if he just gets a clean look, it's going in. That player was not there at all. I've never seen.
He's a shell of himself.
Yeah.
That's the objective correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could go Gobert against Jokic just because of how great Jokic usually is, but it wasn't that.
It wasn't clamps.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Biggest stock risers for the playoffs. Why don't you kick us off?
Sure. I'm gonna go. First, I have AJ Mitchell.
He's on my list.
Yeah.
I think we both knew that.
Yeah. We talked about it constantly. Again, like I very much see a Jalen Brunson type career path, or not career path, but like.
I sounded mad that I didn't think of that. That is so good.
And so I have him. I have Scotty Barnes on there.
Oof, another great one.
I know they lost the series, but again, like putting up 24, 25 points per game.
Yeah, and carrying so much.
Taking
up their best player.
While guarding their best player.
Yeah.
Like, it was an incredible effort. Here's my probably weirdest one is CJ McCollum.
Oof. Talk about a legacy pick.
Which is weird
I'm
because
here for
like,
it.
it's not like, oh, you got to go get CJ McCollum next year.
Yeah.
But it's just like, man, that backcourt with him and Dame was kind of something. You know? I mean, I know it maybe wasn't conducive to like championship success or anything like that, but it was fun and they scored a lot of points. And I think a lot of people remember that as the Dame Blazers and not really as much of the Dame and CJ Blazers when it really was the Dame and CJ Blazers for a lot of that. And I think that he gave everyone a taste of who he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last one I have is Dylan Harper, who we talked about before.
Yeah, he's coming up. We don't talk about
he's
him
going to come up. But
Yeah.
who are those? Who would you say is your pick?
Honestly, you had such great options. I mean, I had AJ Mitchell on my list.
Yeah.
But I love that you brought up the CJ pick because like basketball, like it's not like other sports. We talk about like legacy and GOATs in a way that like the way we talk about basketball is like important to how the sport is like played, you know?
Yeah.
And with someone like CJ, like I think people like always remember the like duo of two short guards who could shoot really well and handle the ball, you know, couldn't play defense.
Yeah.
But this like adds like a new chapter to that legacy. For like 2 nights, he was the guy in MSG, and he was
the straw that stirred the drink. He was the Trae Young that they didn't have.
Yes.
You know?
And as far as like giving us playoff moments, it'll be fun to look back and be like, hey, you remember the CJ Hawks?
Yeah.
Like I know you talk about the Trailblazer Hawks, CJ. You know,
I highly doubt we're ever gonna do that, but maybe
it'll be one like for a campfire night. Like, you remember when CJ was with the Hawks? You know, it'll be a fun moment. So I like that you like brought that up for sure. The other guys I had was pretty much I wrote down 4 names, but looking at that, it's like I should just say the entire Timberwolves organization.
Oh yeah.
McDaniels.
Oh, I didn't mention. Yeah, McDaniels.
Who we've talked about a lot.
Yeah.
But graduating from like a 3-and-D like oppressive wing to like a best guy in a playoff game, like that's that's something. Gobert, I think, has had like a legacy moment.
Yeah, how did I? Yeah.
He's always been like the regular season DPOY who can't play, but he's looked good on the perimeter. He's looked good in the paint. Like, he just looked fantastic. And the other guy who deserves a shout out, two guys, Chris Finch and Tim Connolly. Like, I know Tim Connolly has always been regarded as a good GM, but definitely a tier below like the Sam Presti's and Brad Stevens of the world. But I think for year after year, this guy has just put his best work on paper and just gotten off of guys when he needed to, gotten on guys when he needed to, you know?
Yeah.
I talked about that Derek White pick earlier. Like, he was on the Gordon thing before other people were, you know? He was on the Desumnu thing. Like, he's just picked up guys who've always contributed. And Chris Finch, I love that, man calls him Finchy. It's just like he just, I think he's built the right stuff. It's just a good, solid coach to have in your organization. And the other guy I had was OG. Who I think that it's not that he's necessarily playing better than he did in the regular season. I think that people are just able to see it more clearly in the playoffs. But this guy has been like just lights out this postseason, and he's just awesome. So
I've been wanting to see this OG on the Knicks for a while, to be honest, because like he was such a good player for the Raptors, and then when they first got him on the Knicks, it's just that like I don't feel like he's reached these heights in the playoffs when it matters most. And now he's finally doing that. So it is good to see all the pieces kind of clicking the way that you envisioned and wanted to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We talked about LeBron, so I'll skip that for now. But one more, like, just quick question. Long term, I thought the answer was kind of obvious on this at the end of the regular season, but I'm not so sure anymore. Who would you rather have? Dylan Harper, Con Knipple, or VJ Edgecombe? It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real question now, I think.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go Harper. I might be a prisoner of the moment, but yeah.
It's quite a moment to be a prisoner of.
He has like to me, lead guard is such an important role.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have him like he looks like the most promising lead guard type role. Knipple's obviously really good, but and he can put the ball on the floor for sure. Like, but like it's a different player. It's a different play style.
Yeah.
And then Edgecombe also like really good player, but I just need to see more like efficiency and like something a little bit more sustainable where like he can pop for a night, but like can he be the guy when teams are game planning against him or like just do it more consistently, you know? Questions for me. So I would go Harper.
Yeah. I agree with you. And I think it's also like a ceiling thing. Like being able to handle the ball the way that Harper does. Yeah. I don't think either of those guys have shown that this rookie season. I know it's a long career, and I'm putting you on the spot for this, right? Yeah. But I think I have it the same way. So we both agree probably that Edgecombe's the third, at least at this moment, right?
Yeah, at this present moment, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I love Edgecombe. This draft is going to go down as like an insane one. There's so many good players.
Yeah.
Okay, so something that I almost don't even want to ask you because I feel sad for you. I know the lottery was a tough moment, but you want to just talk about, and I want to do this as like a way to like talk about the lottery and actually how people like hype it up and it's supposed to be fun, but it actually kind of sucks.
Yeah.
How do you feel? It was a tough night.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it is what it, like. At the end of the day, we got a good team coming into next year.
Yeah.
Excited to see Halliburton. Excited to see Zubac. But yeah, man. I mean, to lose that much and then not get a top 4 pick is tough. And I'm glad that I guess I didn't go like super deep into the prospect. I think I definitely would have heard.
That was the right thing.
Yeah.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Yeah.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. It was definitely, and people probably not going to feel bad for me because we were tanking.
Boo-hoo, you went to the finals. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It felt like we deserved it. After Game 7. I mean, nothing's ever going to compare to Game 7. So like, at the end of the day, it's just like, what's next? What's going forward?
Yeah.
And we have something to look forward to. So I'm not going to be too torn up about it. But it does hurt, like, seeing AJ DeBonza, Darren Peterson, and like, knowing that you're not going to get one of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does hurt.
Yeah. Man, I hate that I had to ask you that. But I want to use it as a way to, like, kind of frame the lottery for the future. Because I've experienced this quite a few times as a Rockets fan, having the worst record in the league and then bumping back to, like, 4 or 5 or whatever. The lottery is a lot... Like, people, people think it's like the draft where you're like, who's going to be the young player that we get, things like that, you know? But the truth is, it's a lot more like the finals, where only one team wins and everyone else is unhappy.
Yeah.
And this year maybe 2, and this year was a deeper draft, but it's an anomaly, you know? Yeah. You're either like the Mavericks or you're just the next team. I don't need, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's just it's a lot less fun than the NBA like wants us to believe it is.
Yeah.
Because you get really excited and you're just disappointed.
Yeah. No, that's great. Like, when you're like one of the worst teams, you have the highest odds for the top pick, and it's actually still a 50-50 shot of whether you're going to get a top 4 pick or the 5 pick. And then obviously to talk about the Zubac trade of it all, I don't think like that doesn't change my opinion of it, because we needed a franchise center, and I don't think you were going to get that in this draft.
Yeah, true.
Nothing that lines up with our window.
But you good?
You're low battery.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. I think it's still.
Yeah, we're almost done anyway. So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. Like you think that it's just like, oh, everyone's a winner, everyone eats. Like it's just kind of seeing where do you fall. But actually, no, it's more like there's one winner.
Yeah.
Or 4 winners or something like that. But
cool.
Yeah.
Well, now that you, I know you didn't do a ton of research into the draft, but just vibes based, kind of. Who do you think can have a better career, DeMonsa or Peterson?
Oh gosh, a better career.
That's a strong word. Who's going to be a better player?
Okay.
That's easier to do.
I think I'm gonna say DeBonza. And I'm
you
also.
Hesitated.
I did. But I'm excited to see him on a team that's his. Like, and that's kind of. I was always thinking about it from a Pacer-centric standpoint.
Sure.
And that was always kind of my thing.
Definitely wouldn't have been his team, though.
It wouldn't have been his team. But if we see him go 1 or 2, like, wherever he goes, he's going to be the guy. I don't think...
Sure. Especially those 2 teams.
Yeah. So, I think that's where he needs to be. I think that's where he's going to thrive the best. That's where you see the best shot at him being good. So I'll go with him, but... I never really settled on a ranking for really any of these top 4 guys
which good on you.
It just changes for me like every single week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll say DeBonza. Like it's kind of a safe pick, but
yeah. I think I agree. What about between Wilson and Boozer?
I've always been a Cam Boozer guy.
You have been a big Cam Boozer guy.
And I know that people were like criticizing the way he moves after the combine and stuff, but again, he's such an intelligent defender with the way that he uses his body and his positioning. It's not as much relying on like raw athleticism to make up for those mistakes, which I think translates really well. He's just a really smart player. He knows what to do with the ball, and I think that the advanced metrics really love him. So I think that people are sleeping on him a lot just because he's not super physically imposing in like explosive sense.
Yeah.
But like he's obviously
he's just a baller.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's a baller.
He knows ball.
Yeah. So I think he'll be a good player for wherever they go. It's obviously just a question of ceiling.
Yeah, cool. For fun, I'll say Wilson, but for no reason.
Sure.
Favorite prospect outside the top 4? Anybody you like particularly?
Not really.
So you think there was a pretty clear gap?
Yes, for sure. Everyone it's a deep draft.
It is.
And
it is.
I think that
this draft has it all kind of.
Yeah, if you're in that 5 to 12 range, you're in
a great spot.
You're not mad about it. You're in a great spot. But there is a significant drop off where I don't think any of those guys are franchise guys.
Yeah.
Now, I'm forgetting his name. The guy from Illinois.
Wagner.
Yes. Yeah. He was good, but again, I didn't look into just because I knew there was such a big drop off.
Yeah,
on Pacers Central.
Yeah, and obviously you're not going to get a pick outside the top 5. So, or top 4.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
I've been pretty entranced with Acuff. Not that I think
Really?
that it's really going to work at the NBA level.
Okay.
But for me, it's like just it reminds me a little bit of Kemba Walker when he came out. When he came out of college, which is not to say that I think he's going to be that player. I am worried about the defensive side of things and the small guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's fun. He's fast. And it's giving me like Jamal Crawford vibes. It's like I would love to like root for you. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for him. I hope it works.
I think he's one of the most fun guys for sure. It's just that like he's definitely one of the most fun guys and like. But I just don't. Yeah. It seems like fool's gold to me.
Yeah, I totally. I mean, the track record for scoring guards who can't defend in college is terrible.
Exactly. So
there's a reason for that.
It's just this feels like classic like
everyone getting too hyped up. Yeah. I agree. You're right. The other guy I actually really like is I don't know how to say his name. Ade Mara.
From
Michigan.
Yeah.
I think that we've talked a lot about like the really good guards in that range. You know, like Mikael Brown and Wagler and Acuff.
Yeah.
But I think this guy has like a defensive, especially ceiling, and similar to like Boozer. I mean, it's a very different player, but I think he's just a baller. I think he knows where to be. I think he knows how to play the right way. I think he's a lot more agile than most like 7-footers. And the comp for me, when I do comps, I'm not trying to say he's going to be this player, but the comp for me, I think there's like some Chet Holmgren there. I think he's got really good defensive instincts, and he's like got good touch on the ball. Obviously, his like shooting is not nowhere near Holmgren's, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're the same prospect, but getting that guy like a 4 if you have a big center, I think it could add a lot to your defensive identity as a team. So.
Interesting. Yeah. Another guy who I'm really high on. In general, and I just don't know where he's going to go. Or I would say I'm higher on relative to the population. I'm just curious to see what will happen. I might change my pick to this, but Yaxel Lendeborg.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Where it's very like polarizing prospect, probably in the sense of like he's really good.
Yeah.
He's obviously really good now, but he's also like 23, and it's one of those things.
The track record with that also is questionable.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Chris Duarte.
But he's so good.
Yeah.
He is so good. And the run that he had with Michigan, defensive side of the ball, elite. I mean, I think that he can be a winning player for a team now, and I'm just curious to see who's gonna take that flyer.
Yeah. Watch it. It's gonna be the Thunder.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't want that.
Bruh.